Silvas. The throw in the pocket and another.
See, that could be defensive pass interference there. The cat that was in coverage, Patrick Smith, a little bit all over Javon Harrison. He also had his back to the play. So there was some contact there, but the back judge letting both kids play it there.
So that's the third play they ran that play. Javon Harrison down the right sideline. Preston Silvas to throw it up to him. Like you said, he's got that vertical 6'4", you said?
Yes.
So he's got that advantage over Patrick Smith there, but he's getting some good coverage.
Yep, Smith at 5'10", so he has a 6-inch height advantage.
Silvas to throw.
Back to Javon. Now that was definitely interference, right? You have Patrick Smith, who had his hand on Harrison as he was running his route. I can see that up here. Maybe the back judge from where he's at in the center of the field was shielded from it, but I thought that was interference for sure.
So the incomplete pass there intended to Javon Harrison will bring out the punt team here on 4th and 11. 6:56 to go in the second.
But I wasn't being flippant earlier when you asked me if there's anything that Rincon could do on offense, and I just answered flatly no. They're just outclassed here with personnel. They're trying. They're running plays. They're close to connecting on plays.
You think playing a team like Cienega, a harder team, is good for them in the future if they play a team that's not up to Cienega standards?
It's hard to say. I think it will help them certainly when they get into the more manageable part of their schedule, when they play teams like Desert View, for example, and maybe teams like, I think Pueblo is on their schedule. Catalina might be on their schedule. So playing teams like that, when you play a team like Cienega, and conversely, just like Cienega playing Centennial last week, now they play Rincon, next week they play Mountain View. Well, if you play Centennial, you're going to the very top. So any team that you're going to be facing in successive weeks is going to be relatively easy by comparison. So I think, yes, long-term it will help them. Tonight, I think they're going to get a lot of things out of this game that will help them to grow and develop. And I think tonight's a great game for Cienega, too, because they have players who normally don't get reps that are getting valuable experience here tonight. That will help the team to grow. I think it will help the team to bond, because you're going to watch film of all the players, or most of the players on the roster, not just the 30 or 35 most commonly used players on this team.
First and 10 at the 40 line here of the Cats. Morales, quarterback keeper here, runs to his right. Good block there from Diego Ruby, and a
awkward slide.
Yeah, solid run there though from Morales. Get them the first.
On one hand, I'm excited to see Luis Morales Jr. running. On the other hand, I'm nervous because he is the starting quarterback. The backup quarterback, Thomas Webb, is out this week. He could be out the following week. I don't know who the third quarterback is on this team's roster. So Luis Morales Jr., an integral part of this offense. He is your leader at quarterback as a senior. So I like to see him slide, but I would like to see a more fluid and natural kind of a baseball slide.
So the third quarterback would be Daniel Montana, number 16.
Okay.
And Morales fake handoff here gets Ruby.
Great
oh,
catch.
Nice catch there by Ruby.
Great catch and a skip.
Touchdown there from Ruby. The pass looked like it was going to sail right out the sideline there. With two in front of Ruby. Nice one-handed catch there. Brings it in for a touchdown.
Left-handed catch. I know he's wearing gloves. All the skill players are wearing gloves that are tackified. They've got extra stick on them. However, he caught that ball with his left hand, brought it in. Not just the catch, but the hurdle and the move. Again, a little shimmy shake to get him into the end zone for a touchdown. 29 yards on the catch.
Extra point is good. 42-0, 6 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the second. Yes, the second.
And 42 is a magic number.
Oh, clock starts rolling now.
Yes. It's also Jackie Robinson's number, retired by every Major League Baseball team. Trivia question for you, Jacob. Who was the last Major League Baseball player to wear the number 42? You could say that he closed out the number.
All of them?
Yes, the very last player in the major leagues to wear the number 42.
That's what I'm saying, all of them, because they wore it on his Remembrance Day.
Right, right. So they'll bring number 42 out for all 32 major league franchises, but there was one single player in the Big Apple as a closer who wore the number 42 with pinstripes in the Bronx, Yankee Stadium. Mariano Rivera. So Rivera was the last player to wear the number 42. I know you're more of an NBA guy. But yeah, the clock will run. So even though we have a normal stoppage of play here, we're at 5:44 and counting. The only time the clock will stop between quarters, it will stop momentarily to move the chains forward on a first down, and it will stop for timeouts, and it will stop for halftime. But that's it. Otherwise, the clock runs.
So much quicker when the clock is running.
Yes. Which I'm fine with. It's Friday night. I have things to do as well tonight. This is nice, though. To me, this is a great evening. Great for all those kids from Cienega getting their snaps, getting a chance to play here under the bright lights.
Preston Silverson, the Rangers offense, looking to maybe get some points up here on the board before the second half closes, the first half closes. Hands it off there, but goes nowhere. Cienega Bobcats right there to stop it.
Tim Nichols, the public address announcer, asking the student section if they were ready for break, and a resounding chorus of yes, cheers from the student section. One more week and we're on break. Are you ready for break?
I am.
Are you going to do anything like relaxing and fun?
Well, I start reffing again, which I'm excited about over the break. We watch some 49ers and U of A football. Cienega will be playing on Fridays over the break.
Right. And Jacob, you have a referee that's allowing you to shadow him, right? He's an NBA G League and also Division I college ref basketball?
Not yet, but I'm hoping. That's why I want to shadow, but yes, I believe. He's a college, Division I referee. He's done a lot of Elite Eights and one of the best in the West as a basketball official.
Oof. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Zach Mattis in the mix, but the sack was by Isaiah Alvarez, 77, the junior defensive lineman, 5'10", 290. Good to see Alvarez getting reps there too. Excellent mass on him, and if you can get a kid like that to factor into the mix on the defensive rotation on the line, he can be a big run stopper and showing off some wheels there and some athleticism as a pass chaser.
Punt here is low, and it will go out of bounds here. Preston Silvas on the punt. It's out of bounds at around the 50. Ref marked it at the 48.
28-yard punt there, kind of knuckled, just kind of drifted its way along there. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. So your aspirations, Jacob, are to become a referee. You want to do that for a career.
Yes.
I think that's a great goal. I think it's certainly achievable by you. You're bright enough. You know the game of basketball. You're a player. You're a point guard. I think the point guards make the best referees because you understand all the nuances of the game of basketball. So I certainly encourage you in that endeavor.
Thank you. Been studying a lot. It's all a step by step. You gotta make your way up the ladder. There's no ref that ever jumped from the lowest to the highest.
Right. Nobody's going from the YMCA to the NBA. Yeah. That leap doesn't happen. That's a quantum leap. We have a new quarterback in here. We also have a new running back. I think that's Jean Flores, number 17, the junior.
Baldwin also in there. Trevor Hughes in as a receiver. Oh, snap is over Daniel Montana's head, and that will make a big loss for the Bobcats. Maybe a new center in there snapping it. I'll make it 3rd and long here for the Cats.
I know you are a San Francisco 49ers fan.
Yes.
So the number 16 is a hallowed number.
And I believe he's a 49ers fan too.
So probably Daniel Montana is probably a Joe Montana fan, I would guess.
He probably was like, I need that 16. Jesus Gonzalez in there as a wide receiver. Montana looking to throw. Gets out of pressure on the run.
Oh, nice.
Oh, chuck there from Montana.
Oh, nice.
He's still going down the sideline. Daniel Montana.
That has the whole sideline energized here from Cienega. They love to see that.
39-yard gain there from Montana.
6'1", 190 with a full head of steam. And you know the line coaches love to see that too. That is a great note, a high note to go into going into the locker room at halftime. Your quarterback just ran over a linebacker and a safety in succession on a big first down run.
So 42-0 as we head into the half here. And we're going to have the instruments going here. The middle schoolers are here to bring out their instruments, future Bobcats. And we'll see if the Rangers can put up any points here in the second half.
Well, I see, this is very interesting. I spy 5 electric guitars. So that makes me very excited here to see the electric guitars coming out here out on the field. Maybe they've been out before and I just have not noticed them. But I want to see what they're going to be playing at here tonight.
Rangers and their first-year head coach was
Mike Strack.
Mike Strack heading to the locker room here. They're 0-3. Most likely here to go 0-4. Going to go 0-4.
Yep.
And but believe it or not, 2018 is the year that in Rincon history they're averaging the most yards throwing a game, 111. And the second was 95 in 2016.
Well, that's problematic. We live in an era of throwing the football. High schools emulate what the collegians do. The collegians are emulating what the pros are doing. So it filters down to youth football. And certainly at the high school level, you have high schools that are running very intricate and sophisticated offenses. They are replicating what they see on TV on Saturdays and on Sundays. So that's a problem. You want a team that can put up at least 200 yards passing on any given week, and you want a team that maybe can do like some balance on offense as well. I love seeing these middle school kids. We're hearing kids from Esmond Station, Rincon Vista. Is there another middle school that I missed down there? Usually Jacob will put a microphone down on one of those podiums on the field, but I don't think anybody's on that. So I'm gonna hang my headset up here and aim the microphone toward the field and hope that we can pick up the sound from down on the field, the Copper Thunder Marching Band, under the direction of Jim Matsushino.
All right, welcome back here to Vail, Arizona, here at Cienega Stadium, 42-0. The Cienega Bobcats lead over the Rincon Rangers as we're getting ready here for the second half. Cienega starting to throw in their backups here as they have a commanding 42-0 lead.
Yep, we have a 2 minutes of warm-up time here before we go into the second half. Cats on top, 42-0. Magic number in high school football. Had a nice visit there at halftime. Stephen Harshman, the great linebacker from Cienega, and Dante Bodie, the great offensive and defensive lineman for the Cats. Dante's playing at Scottsdale Community College along with Bryce Fontana. Aaron Aros, the great kicker, is playing at Mesa Community College. Stephen Harshman, a student now, full-time student at the University of Arizona. If Harshman wanted to, he had offers to play Division I football. He had all kinds of interest from Ivy School or Ivy League school teams.
I remember that, yes.
So he could have gone to play potentially at Yale or Harvard at a Division I level and get like the absolute best education. I just think he was burned out playing football. I asked him last spring, and he's like, yeah, I'm just done. I don't think he had the love, the passion for the sport, for the game, and you've got to pursue your passion. So it was great to see those guys. They came up and visited at halftime. The other highlight for me at halftime, the Copper Thunder Marching Band under Jim Matsushino. They played I Dream a Dream, and it's a song from Les Miserables, Les Mis, the fantastic Victor Hugo story turned into a musical. The film in 2012 won an Oscar. Anne Hathaway in her role for Best Supporting Actress, and I recognized the song, and boy, it just sounded fantastic.
And the marching band puts in more practice than any other club or sports team out there. I remember a girl in my math class yesterday, part of the marching band, saying, I think it's Mondays and Thursdays that they go have a 4-hour practice day.
It takes grit and determination. I hear them playing sometimes at 7:20 in the morning, and then you can hear them in the evening playing well into the night on those, I guess those Tuesdays and Thursdays? Mondays and Wednesdays?
Mondays and Thursdays.
Mondays and Thursdays. Practice. Well, I like Diego Ruby. He's really shown something here tonight as a receiver, also as a punt returner. 3 touchdowns, so a hat trick for Diego. 25 yards on the catch and run to open the scoring from Luis Morales Jr. A 40-yard punt return for a touchdown, and a 29-yard catch and run in traffic from Luis Morales. So 2 touchdowns, very similar in nature in terms of how they kind of like shook out. But he has flashed something here tonight. So I think Cienega, this is really a very positive experience for them, because they're able to find other kids that they can utilize in big game situations.
Any updates on Terrell Hayward?
No, and I did not even look. I'm still trying to find him down on the field.
I think he's absent from today. Oh, that is number 24, Harrison. Couldn't return the ball, and he looked like he got hurt there on that play. Rolled over there. And gets up after he's shaken up a little bit.
Jafon Harrison getting a hand from 16, Farah Ali, fellow senior. Ali 5'6", 140, Harrison 6'4", 180. Apparently, Jacob, we have a web filter issue. So we see video here. The Vail School District's web filter is blocking our video transmission. The audio is coming across. So those of you who are expecting to watch this game tonight, we apologize. We had no idea this was happening. So we will be in touch with the powers that be, Matt Federoff at the district office, Wayne Grittis, who is in charge of the filter at the Vail School District for the entire district, and we'll get those. We have to open that portal up. And so in 2 weeks, when the Cats play Sunnyside, we'll be back with video for sure.
Silvas looks to throw, but unable to, as he just loses eyesight there with that Cienega defensive line.
Isaiah Alvarez on the sack, 5'10", 290, the junior. Big number 77.
And heaviest on the team.
The most mass sounds a little bit better.
Most mass.
But he is the heaviest player on the team. He tips the scales with the highest weight.
Silvas in the end zone, low snap. They're able to get out of the end zone. Good run there by Silvas. To not get a safety there.
Dylan Silva, number 41, the sophomore, 5'11", 185, has been very active at the linebacker position tonight. Wrapped him up on the tackle.
Ball on the 3-yard line, 3rd and 17. Silvas in shotgun formation, looking to throw. Gets a good block there.
There it is.
And it's Harrison down the sideline with
one man to beat.
Lots of green in sight. Javon Harrison into the end zone for a touchdown.
83 yards. He ran a streak on the far sideline. They've been trying that combination near sideline. They're like, let's flip it. 83 yards, finally connecting there. Silvas to Harrison.
Javon Harrison looks kind of like he was losing speed there at the end, but was able to bring it in for a touchdown. That must feel good for the coach. He's able to put some points up on the board.
Right.
Would have felt good to go back with 0.
Right, get some points on the board here. Do something positive early in the second half.
Oh, extra point almost blocked by Elijah Miko, but it's able to go in. Number 10, or it's number 80.
I think it's 11. Was 11 Steven Geiger? Or no, you're right, number 10.
No, number 81, Safe Akram, the kicker, the sophomore kicker on the extra point. 10 was the holder.
Safe Akram. But that's a positive too. Just being able to convert an extra point, which you would think is basic, right? Little steps here for Rincon High School. I know the coaching staff going in the locker room at halftime, Mike Strack trying to get this program on track here and build some positive momentum. Hey, who knows? It's 42-7. Put some more points on the board here and see if you can make it a football game on a Friday night.
So it's now a 35-point deficit, and the clock will now be stopped until Cienega can score. They'll go back up by 42 again.
Right, and that alone is an accomplishment, right? So you're buying yourself more time here for your kids. You're trying to get them to believe in the system and believe that you preach these things as a coach, right? You want to compete. You want to compete for the full 48 minutes that you're out there on the field, 4 quarters, 12 minutes each, 48 minutes, and you're trying to battle, and you want to show improvement, and you want to see improvement from a game-to-game basis. You're working all week in practice. This is something that they can look at and say, hey, look, you made a big play happen here. We can build from this.
High kick, and it's Ruby on the return. Catches it, and a good tackle there from number 18, Austin Barrow, to stop him. Stopped at the 35-yard line with a trip up from Barrow.
That touchdown from Rincon, it was Harrison, Javon Harrison, running a streak on the far sideline or a fly pattern. And Preston Silvas, we've seen his arm. He's got great arm strength. And Silvas, is he a junior quarterback? 6'1", 180. Great arm strength. We've seen some nice touch from him. Passes that could have, should have been caught earlier. There's one that connects for him, 83 yards.
Montana hands it off to Baldwin.
Oh, Lane Baldwin, 5'11", 190. Senior.
7-yard gain there from Lane Baldwin.
So I think Caleb Beard is done for the evening. Luis Morales Jr. done for the evening.
There's Baldwin again on the carry. Ooh.
Tough kid.
Yeah.
5 yards on a first down. He took one hit off his right shoulder and he just shook it off and kept going forward.
Montana gives another handoff to Baldwin. Baldwin with a good run there, but then gets tripped up by number 20, Isaac Pimienta. Franklin Stalker, D'Angelo Mannings, Isaiah Alvarez, Chris Valenzuela out there as lineman. Montana fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it for himself. Stiff arm there. But number 18, Austin Barrow, who has also received that stiff arm, was able to take it down.
And you see Montana, 6'1", 190, getting some instruction here from Pat Nugent on the sideline. And I think Pat was saying, look, you had somebody going down there who was open. Rather than try to run for a yard or 2 yards, make the throw. Let the defender come to you, and then you can throw it over their head. I think that's what he's trying to communicate there down in the field. We saw Montana later in the at the end of the first half, the last play of the first half, run somebody over. Nice pass.
Montana there to Jesus Gonzalez for the first down. When I was about to call the play, I almost said Joe Montana.
Right. I would say Joe Montana, everyone can argue. You can certainly make a case statistically for Tom Brady. I think Peyton Manning is in the discussion, Dan Marino. I'll take Joe Montana. If I have a big game and I need to win a game, I would take Joe Montana. Perfect in Super Bowls, clutch in playoffs, a magician at the quarterback position. Oof.
Montana gives the handoff to Colin Thomas. And Thomas will get a loss there on the play. Good stop there from the Rangers.
Yeah, number 88. He is not rostered, at least not on the roster that I've got. Do you have him on your roster there?
I do not.
So mystery player wearing number 88 at the left defensive end position. Big, tall kid. Looks like about 6'2", 6'3".
Lane Baldwin and Colin Thomas in there as runners. Thomas takes the handoff. Good cut back there from Thomas. Left side, Thomas down the sideline and will get stopped. No! Almost stopped there by number 35, Jackson Saborn, the captain for tonight's game, but able to get past him for an extra few yards there.
Was that Lane Baldwin or Colin Thomas?
Colin Thomas, number 30.
Okay, so 32. 6'2", 180. The one negative on that one is he didn't switch the football from his right hand to his left hand, so he's near side. You want that runner to switch the ball to their outside hand in case there's a fumble. The likelihood is that the ball would skip out of bounds. But it was a great run.
And it's John Flores here on the run. John Flores into the end zone for a touchdown. A 17-yard run there from John Flores.
Well, he was lined up at wide receiver near side, went in motion to the far side. Quarterback on the snap from the shotgun. Montana just handed it off to Flores, and he showed that speed. He went horizontal, turned it up, and then went diagonally to the far corner, lunging into the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Nice run.
Nice run. Showed speed there. 5'7", 130 pounds.
Little scat back.
The extra point is good, and the clock will start running. 49-7, 5:20 to go here in the third quarter.
That was an extra point that all of the coaches were hoping split the uprights.
Yes.
I know Whitney Holland, the athletic director, may have said a prayer to that one, hoping that that one would go through as well, just to expedite the game here tonight. This has been a fun game to call and to watch, I have to say. I like the spirit that Rincon is showing here. The Rangers are showing Ranger pride here tonight. They have not quit. They have not relented. They're still playing hard. The Cats here tonight on the positive side, able to get in, again, I would say scores of players that don't normally see action on a Friday night. Very positive on both sides. I think both teams can come away with something and build upon this. And the band at halftime, that was fantastic. Hopefully we got the audio. You guys at home could hear the audio from that we tried to bring to you.
A couple of good performances here. Into the end zone for a touchback. The Rangers will start out their offensive drive at the 20.
Well, that kickoff, I'll call that husband and wife, maybe. Right between it split Javon Harrison, who was lined up to the far side as the kickoff returner, and 16, Farah Ali, both seniors. It split them. One of those guys had a chance to pick up that football and run it back, but it goes into the end zone for a touchback. At least that's what it's called in volleyball. If the ball drops between two players, you call that husband and wife. Any college games? Any big college games on the schedule? I know there are, but do you know any off the top of your head that are happening tomorrow?
Not sure.
How about the Niners? Who are they playing on Sunday?
The Niners play the Lions. Took a loss in their both teams took a loss in their first game.
Yeah, and Matthew Stafford had 4 interceptions. That's very uncharacteristic. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think, had 2 interceptions last week. That's uncharacteristic as well. So both of those quarterbacks are better than what they showed in week 1. Bengals were impressive last night. I did not watch the game, but I saw that Adriel Green, or AJ Green, had 3 touchdowns, and Andy Dalton had 4 touchdown passes. And AJ Green, I think, is the all-time leading receiver for Cincinnati. He eclipsed Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco. Depends on. Yes, I think as of yesterday. I saw that graphic.
Pass incomplete there. Pass on the run there. Intended receiver Damon Taylor, the fullback.
Yeah, it was a flare route. So Taylor coming out of the backfield. Oh, ran about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and just ran parallel to the line of scrimmage. The ball was there. It was a difficult one to catch, but it was a catchable football. I do like the accuracy here that we're seeing with Silvis. I think they have a quarterback that they can build on here this season and into next season as a senior. Strong arm, good accurate throws.
Silvis gets hits on the throw, but able to get it off. Intercepted by number 83, Tony Brown. Tony Brown on the run here, long strides. Cut back and is tackled by number 55, Alberto Barbola.
I like Tony Brown as a playmaker. And right after I give Silvis some credit, that was a mental mistake. He lofted that ball into triple coverage. He had 2 receivers running flies down the near sideline. There were 3 backs that were there. And Tony Brown here just showing his awareness with an interception. 2 catches on the night, one of them negated from a penalty, but now the interception. I think Tony Brown's found his way into the playing mix here for the Cats. As a big target receiver, maybe a receiver number 2. I would say certainly Hayward is the number 1 receiver. Maybe Diego Ruby is the number 2 receiver now, clearly, and Tony Brown as a 3.
Handoff there to Lane Baldwin. Lane Baldwin tucks the ball tight there. Some yards on the play.
Lane Baldwin, I can describe him as easygoing in nature. It's great to see him running the football. He runs with purpose, and he is a tough, hard-nosed runner. So this is a highlight for me tonight to watch Lane out on the field, blowing people up when he makes contact.
Montana was looking for Adrian Villa, but he was going for a block there. So Villa wasn't even looking for that pass. It just went out of bounds.
I see Zach Ortiz talking to Adrian, saying, look, man, you're a target. Like, you have to be looking for the football because that's a ball you could have caught. Montana showing off good arm strength here, too.
Sebastian Felix in there. Montana throw to Gonzalez, Jesus Gonzalez, but it is in and out of his hands. Pass incomplete. And that will bring an end to the third quarter.
That was fast.
Yes. 49-7, the Cats lead. And they will have the ball starting the fourth quarter, 4th and 5.
I like to see Montana, we'll call it an audition. He's a junior. He's the third string quarterback. Luis Morales Jr., the senior, the starter. T. Webb, Thomas Webb Jr., the backup quarterback. And then Montana, the third stringer. Well, Montana's a junior, so he would emerge as the favorite to be the quarterback next year as a senior. I like what I see from him. A big quarterback, a more conventional, classic pocket passer, but with good size at 190, 6'3", 190, somebody who could potentially run people over from that position.
I know there is some competition in there at quarterback for next year. Bobby Belt's number 56. He's a quarterback, though. Wants that position as well. He's a transfer from Empire. Has to sit out the first 5 games of the season.
Belt's 5'9", 170. And Montana 6'1", 190. So my guess would be that Belts is more of the scrambling kind of quarterback with maybe more mobility. But Montana showed some great mobility at the end of the first half. So the Cats will go left to right now in the fourth quarter.
Receivers with the runner in the backfield. Montana on the run to the right, looking to throw. Throws downfield. Jesus Gonzalez in the end zone for a touchdown. 30-yard touchdown. Montana to Gonzalez to extend the lead here for the Bobcats. But there is a flag on the play. So the touchdown is called back. Looked like it was against Franklin Stockley there.
An ineligible man downfield, so most likely one of the offensive linemen had drifted a little bit too far from the line of scrimmage.
Montana, quick throw here to John Flores, who's on the out route. Flores throws off one defender, gets past Moore, and Flores, good reception and run there. It will turn the ball over on downs. That was some nice juice from John Flores.
I think we have a first down here. So I think it's a 20-yard pickup.
Oh, yes, you're right.
There was a nice block downfield by Jesus Gonzalez, and it's a shame because on that 30-yard touchdown that was wiped out by the ineligible man downfield, Gonzalez ran a deep crossing route and made a great sliding catch in the near corner of the end zone. Perfect pass from Montana.
I thought it was 4th and goal, but it was 4th and 10. John Flores gets much more than 10 there. And here is Colin Thomas on the run. Tucks it with 2 hands, is still going north towards the end zone.
He got pushed in
for the end zone. That's the second time we've seen that tonight. There's the touchdown for the Cats, 55-7.
Good power running from Thomas to go up the middle on the right side behind that right guard and tackle in that little alley or that lane. 6'2", 180. And then at the end, you're right, he got pushed in. The offensive lineman saw he was on the cusp of going across the end zone or across the threshold, just pushing him over. Second time we've seen that tonight. And there's PJ Coco for the extra points.
Looks like it's Trevor Hughes down there as a holder. Coco's extra point is good. We saw Coco's last year. He can make his extra points field goals too. Remember when Ezra Figueroa went out on vacation or for something?
He took a trip to Mexico.
Especially that. Remember, it was an important game against South Point.
Yes.
Coco came in there and did his job.
It's a luxury to have not just one place kicker who is money on extra points. You have Coco, who was also sublime last year on extra points. So the Cats, at least from that standpoint, an abundance of riches with two great place kickers. And again, if there's a deficiency in Coco's game, it would be on kickoffs. We'll see what kind of distance he can get here. Might be to the 20-yard line or the 15 or the 10, but not end zone kind of range, not yet.
Pretty good kick for there from Coco. And
that is.
And that's Ali lets it roll into the end zone.
Yeah.
Touchback.
Farah, Ali, and the ball skipped to hit at the 10, and it just bounced in. So that was Ali's error. He should have picked up that football and tried to run with it, especially down by 49 points here. You're trying to make something happen and trying to make it happen pretty quickly. If I'm Rincon, I'm trying to stop the clock and extend this game a little bit, not from the standpoint of coming back. That's impossible at this point. There's not enough time on the clock. But just to get your kids some more reps here and make more positive things happen. Got a quarterback change now for Rincon. Oh, no, it's still 10, sorry.
No player runs onto the field on 88. And they hand off there to Barrow. Goes for a couple yards.
There was a freshman tailgate earlier today from 4:30 until 6 o'clock. Megan McKinney and her Link crew kids were out there grilling hot dogs. They had chips and ice cold beverages. It was a nice event for the freshmen. They were playing, I'll call it beanbag tossing, but it's cornhole. Very popular game, a tailgate game for sure. Looked like a very successful event today.
I had to go and get myself a hot dog.
Right.
McKinney, very nice club they run.
Right. Important for the parents out there that aren't familiar, Link Crew is upperclassmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors that help the freshmen and new students who transfer to the school to transition and accustom and socialize to the environment here at Cienega. See some Vail Vikings down there. So those kids have a game tomorrow, I'm sure. Future Cats.
Yeah. Silva's looking to throw downfield, has an open receiver, and it is incomplete. Little underthrown to Stephen Geiger.
So 35 yards in the air, and if you add the diagonal from it, this is a Jeff Bolnow geometry or a Mike Chokel geometry problem. So I don't know if that's the hypotenuse that we saw there, that diagonal going across on the triangle, an isosceles triangle. But so probably longer than 35 yards traveling in that distance on the diagonal. But great arm strength there again from Preston Silvas. Slightly underthrown. Geiger, I guess, should have stopped, but a difficult play for him to stop and try to make that catch.
Handoff goes there to one of the Rangers for about a couple of yards. 4 minutes to go here in the game. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 8 actually. It's number 32, Javier Benitez on the run, tight end. David Clark in there as a corner. Anthony Phillips, safety. Silvas on the run to throw, has a receiver, and it is caught. That's a dangerous play to make. Dangerous throw to make there. He's surrounded by Bobcats, but able to pull it in for a first down there.
15 yards on the catch. Just a simple out pattern. And again, well placed by Silvas. I want to see his numbers at the end of tonight because I think his numbers are pretty good. Maybe the accuracy might not be there, but I would guess close to 50% completion percentage, some decent yardage. He does have an interception, but he also has a touchdown pass.
There's the tight end again on the run. No gain there. Excuse me, that's Damon Taylor, the fullback on the run. 5'10", 175, junior. We've got some juniors that can make plays on this team next year. And there's the handoff to Barrow. Nice cut there from Barrow. It's about 9 yards on the play. And we reach 2 minutes to go in the game. 50-67, Cats lead.
Barrow with some shifty moves there in traffic. Whoop, whoop. He kind of darted to his left and then skipped over to his right and then leaned forward. So nice pickup there by Austin, the junior.
Silvas with the keeper. And ooh, cuts the other direction and gets a good, nice cut there to get more yards on the play. Ball was loose, but it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Silvas carrying the ball like a box of tissues or like a loaf of bread was always what it was described in youth football. Don't carry the ball like a loaf of bread. Although I've never seen anybody, maybe a baguette, I guess, on the West Bank in Paris, France, but other than that, I've never seen anybody carry a loaf of bread before, very loosey-goosey, right? But he had that football out there, fumbled, but picked up 8 yards and a first down. Ball skipped out of bounds. 45 seconds left in the game, Jacob.
It's gone by quickly.
Yes.
Silvas downfield throw here. Oh, and it is caught by
Oh! That should be a catch.
Yes, it is caught by number 20, Isaac Pimienta, on the throw there, and that gets the sideline and fans there over for Rincon. Good show up there, actually. Pumped a little bit. That was a Terrell Hayward catch.
It was a Terrell Hayward catch.